All right, you guys, it's IUI number 2. I got the hubby here with me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Got the hubby here with me. Tell us how you feeling.
I'm excited. I'm anxious.
I'm excited too.
I'm excited, and I know it's gonna go better this time.
Me
right?
too. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Let's get it. All right, so I definitely did do things a lot different this cycle, and I figured last cycle obviously was unsuccessful, and I tried to take a more lax approach, and honestly that was definitely my plans going into this second cycle or the second round of IUI, but I definitely wanted to, I guess, keep an eye out for a lot more this cycle than my last cycle. Maybe there's something that I'm missing. So what I did was I did post a video on things that I was planning to do to prepare for my second IUI. So I'll be sure to have that link. So if you guys want to check that out. So the first thing that I did this cycle is I began testing and doing my ovulation test on cycle day 10. And I knew that that was pretty early for me and that I was probably gonna get a low surge for a few days before it started to jump up. So I did test, I did actually keep track of my ovulation test this cycle, and I did invest in the internet cheapies along with my Clear Blue digital ovulation test. So I did both. So for a couple of days after starting to take the ovulation test, I did get my blinking smiley face, I want to say on cycle day 12, and so I got that for a few days before I got my solid smiley face, and the solid smiley face was actually on the same day that I was set to trigger. So my body was right on schedule, which was just a good reassurance for me that everything was going according to plan. So I did have a follow-up ultrasound. I apologize, I did not get to record. Alright, so we are waiting to see if we have some little follicles growing. I'm at my ultrasound right now. I'm currently waiting for the doctor to come in. So hopefully I will have some good news. Doctor did my follow-up subsequent ultrasound. I did not have a baseline ultrasound this cycle. They just went ahead and scheduled me out for my ultrasound close to the same time that I had my follow-up ultrasound last month. So when I went in for my ultrasound, I only had one good follicle. So I didn't really get discouraged because I'm thinking to myself, really all you need is one. So I'm just trying to remain optimistic. Of course, I was expecting a little bit more than one, but that's okay. The one that I did have at that time was measuring at 18 millimeters. So my appointment was on a Thursday. They didn't actually want me to trigger into a Sunday to give that follicle a little bit more time to grow. And that was on the left side. It seems like for the past 2 consecutive months, I've definitely had a lot of success with having good sized follicles on the left side. On the right side, I just had a bunch of smaller follicles that were measuring at, I believe, 9, 10, and I want to say 8. So it did have quite a few over there, but obviously they just could not decide who was going to be the mature one, and that's okay. Before I started Letrozole, my doctor did tell me that just forewarn me that because Letrozole focuses on quality over quantity versus Clomid, that I'm not going to always produce a good good amount of follicles, but the follicles that I do produce are going to be good quality follicles. So I kind of already knew that going into it, and that was perfectly fine with me. So my doctor actually didn't instruct me to trigger until Sunday evening. And right before the same day that I was planning to trigger, I did get, again, my solid smiley face. So my husband helped me do the trigger.
Good job, babe.
It's like this one. Now I will be sure to have a little clip in so you guys can see the test progression a little bit closer. I know the lighting is pretty bright, so you're not going to be able to see very much now. On this side, I am actually testing out my trigger. That is yet another thing that I am doing this cycle, because last month I did get what I believe is a false positive due to the Novarel injection trigger shot. So I said this month, I'm just curious how long this thing stays into my system. And I have been getting positive pregnancy tests for the past 3 days since doing my trigger shot. My IUI was scheduled for Tuesday, which actually was yesterday. So the only thing that my doctor wanted us to do to prepare for IUI is obviously do the do or baby dance every other day for a couple of days leading up to our IUI. So the morning of our IUI, same process. My husband was due at the reproductive or the diagnostic center at 7:30 that morning, and then IUI was scheduled for 9 a.m. So we went there, and then when we did go in for the actual procedure, my doctor came in with his analysis and how everything went. So just like the first IUI, she had me confirm his name and his social, and then she kind of went over the overall numbers of the semen analysis. So overall, the analysis went really well. We actually got more this cycle than last cycle. I want to say last cycle we had 17 million, and my doctor advised that you only need 10. So, you know, we were still pretty confident in that number, but this cycle we had 42 million and the motility was 78%, or I believe, 79%, and she wants that to be over 32%. So we were really obviously happy with those results. Now, when I had my first IUI, I talked about how it was pretty painful that the doctor could not really like get my cervix to position the right way, and so he had to use like a broader speculum just to get it positioned right and get the catheter in. So that presented a lot of like uncomfortableness. Like, even a few days after my IUI, my first IUI, I experienced a lot of like very intense cramping, and it wasn't like super painful, it was just very uncomfortable. One thing that I have been like seeing in other videos and read online, that if you hold your bladder, it'll allow like your uterus area to expand a little bit, making it easier for the doctors to get in there, get the cervix position right, and get the catheter in and go from there. So I did hold my bladder, you guys, up until like the last like 3 minutes before IUI. Like, I was sitting in the lobby with my husband and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it was becoming so painful just by holding my pee that I was just like, I can't do it. Like, I have to go to the bathroom. So I was planning to go to the bathroom and like half pee, but like as I got going, I was just like, I can't stop now. So as soon as I came out the bathroom, like the nurse was ready for me and was like, oh, it's in room 3. So I was like, oh, okay, like I'm sorry, like I had to go. When my doctor came in and had me like verify his semen and all of that, she went in with a speculum, you guys, and it was like effortless for her to get my cervix where it needed to go. And she told me to cough. I don't know if that just kind of helped everything like wiggle and reposition the way it needed to be. But after she told me to cough, she just said perfect, and she got the catheter in, and then you guys, that was it. There was no struggle at all. So I'm assuming, I want to take some credit here that holding my pee definitely probably helped. So after that, we laid there for about 10 minutes and the IUI was complete just as fast as it was the first time. But it was a lot less uncomfortable, and it just went by with like no problems at all. So I was really happy with how everything went. Of course, once I laid there for about 10 minutes, I did choose this cycle to take the entire day off work, which is exactly what I did. I took the day off work and I was able to just come home and do nothing but relax with my husband. He works third shift, so that was a little bonus too, to just have him home during the day and just relax and do nothing and chill out. So that was pretty much it. So my doctor is going to have me do a follow-up progesterone check exactly a week from my IUI. So next Tuesday, I will be going to the lab and getting some blood work done just to confirm that I did in fact ovulate, and that following week after that I can test. So I'm praying for good things. As far as how I feel today, I don't feel any cramping. I feel a couple twinges here and there of, you know, some things going on down there, so I'm hoping those are good things. I am still drinking my fertility. So like I said in my previous video, if you guys want to have a little review and how I prepare that loose leaf tea, I will definitely be happy to provide that. And I am going to be eating the core of a pineapple for 5 consecutive days now that ovulation has been confirmed, as far as like my positive OPKs and everything. So I started today with doing my pineapple core, and then I am going to be doing that for another 4 days as well to help with implantation. So hopefully these are all good signs. It seems like this cycle went by without a hitch. I didn't even have any letrozole side effects as I did the first cycle, so I'm thinking my body's kind of getting used to things and stuff like that. So hopefully this is again a good sign that all will be well and that we will have some successes the second go around. But I wanted to come to you guys with an update on how everything went. And another thing that I am doing this cycle that I did not do last cycle is writing things down, just kind of keeping track of things. What I do is write at the end of the day, and I put my tablet away and go on about my business, not think too much about it. So I do have my iPad that I kind of keep all my stuff in, and writing down things. So far so good. Pray for us, you guys, on this cycle. I'll be sure to have an update on how everything is going in this 2-week wait. Hope you guys found this video enjoyable. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and Lord willing, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.